everybody, welcome to MT Guitar. Thanks so much for joining us today. Today we're covering how to solo over a 1-4-5 chord progression, which is probably the most common chord progression found, especially in American music, both rock, country, pop, blues. And this is a great opportunity for us to look at all the different ways we can do it. And I've created 5 ways to do it. There are more, but this will be a 2-part series. So we're going to cover the first 3 in part 1. And the first 3 are more of a major approach, meaning more relying on the major scale. And you'll find this more in pop music and country music. And part 2, which I'll post soon, will be more rock and blues based. So we're going to cover the major scale in E, the 3 modes of the 1-4-5 scales, and the major pentatonics in all 3 chords as well. So we'll cover the scales, we'll cover some tips on improvising, and should be a lot of fun. So don't forget to subscribe to MT Guitar if you haven't already, and thanks for all the support from everybody, really appreciate it. And with that, let's get started. Alright, so if we have a 1-4-5 progression, what that means is we have a 1 chord, a 4 chord, and a 5 chord of a given key. So in this case, E major. The first note of an E major scale is a 1, or an E, I should say. And then you would go up to the 4, which is an A. You would just count up E, F, G, A, or E, F sharp, G sharp, A. That's A, 4 letters up, and then the 5th letter is B. And the 1-4-5 progression is very, very common, and even when there's more than those chords in a song, you will find a 1-4-5 progression in almost every major key song. And then when you have minor key songs, you still find the 1-4-5 in a minor key. So point is you really want to get a strong handle on 1-4-5. I'm going to do other videos about this, and I kind of introduce it in my other music theory lessons, which I'll leave in the description below, links in the description below. So you have let's say we're in the key of E, and I'm introducing 5 ways that you can solo over that melodically as a guitar player. And the first 3 is part 1. So the first one we're going to cover is 3 modes of the major scale. So that's an E major scale in open position, and I'll teach you that right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to learn that, and then we're going to play the 4th and 5th modes of that scale, which will give us A Lydian and B Mixolydian. And very powerful stuff, because once you learn one major scale, you've actually learned 7 modes without really knowing it until you kind of start on a different note. So let's start with the E major scale, and I'll further explain in a sec. So we have first position, meaning first finger on the 1st fret, and so on. Second fret, second finger, 2nd fret, and so on to the 4th fret. So 6th string open, 2nd fret, 4th fret. Open, 2nd fret, 4th fret. 1st fret, 2nd fret. There's an octave. There's 2 E's. 4th fret, keep going. 1st fret, 2nd fret. It's tempting to go to 4th fret, but we're going to go open 2nd string, 2nd fret, 4th fret, and then open. There's your 2nd octave. These are all E's. 6th and 1st string is always the same note if you're in standard tuning. We can just go up a little further to 2nd fret, 4th fret. Okay, so there's your E major scale. If you want to pause the video and start to mess around on that scale, go ahead and just sort of explore. Okay. You can always mess around in these scales, trying different notes, switching the order, going random places. It'll seem random, but your ear will kind of guide you. Just getting comfortable with moving around, doing patterns, etc. I have exercise videos with patterns in the major scale, which I'll post in the description below as well. Now, you can't learn this well enough, the major scale. That being said, if we're playing a 1-4-5, when we go to the 4 chord, which is the A chord, what can we do? Well, the first method I'm proposing is that within this major scale we can play the A Lydian mode. And what that is it's starting the same, it's playing the same exact scale but starting on the fourth note. And I'm going to do a mode lecture later, a mode series, about what modes mean and what are the alterations specifically, and we line them up with the major scale and see what the differences are. But there's a lot to cover, so we're just going to say for now that just start on the fourth note and it becomes A Lydian. So we're playing the same notes as the major scale. There's an octave. Keep going. We got up to here. We need one more note to get to the octave. So that's A right there, just the 5th fret. Now if we do B Mixolydian, it's the 5th mode of E major. So it's this E major scale starting on the 5th note. So that's going to be we have to go up to the 5th fret and 7th fret to complete the scale. There's your B. See how it's the same notes as the E major scale. So you've got now 3 scales by knowing one scale. All right. So if I start that's actually probably the hardest one. I wanted to start there so that give you a big dose of something that you can work on. Now let's cover the second method, and that is using the E major pentatonic scale for everything. And this might be one of the more useful ones because it's very common in pop music. And so we'll learn the major pentatonic scale and then we'll apply it to all 3 chords. Ready? First position, open, 2nd, 4th. Unlike the major scale, we go straight to the 2nd fret, 5th string, 4th fret, 2nd fret, straight there, 4th fret, 1st, straight to open, 2nd, open, 2, 4. Okay. So you play a 1, 4, 5. Now, I'm only teaching you open positions, but I'm going to cover closed positions later. But, you know, it sounds really great when you slide the major pentatonic around. This is just the major pentatonic scale. So I literally played no other notes. Not so easy to do, sometimes to limit yourself. All right, that's method number 2. Method number 3 is we're going to play all the pentatonics of each root, meaning an E major pentatonic, an A major pentatonic, and a B major pentatonic. Now, one thing I'll say about pentatonics is a lot of guitar players learn the minor pentatonic, and they kind of think, this sounds good, and it does sound great, and I love the minor pentatonic, but we sometimes ignore the major pentatonic, and we really want to look at the major pentatonic because the minor pentatonic is very rock and blues, but sometimes we want to play pop, country, or other forms, or even rock with a major sound. So you want to look at the major pentatonic as well. So we just learned the E major pentatonic. Let's learn the A and B. Here's A. Start on the 5th string open, 2nd fret, 4th fret, 2nd fret, 4th fret, 2nd fret, open, 2nd fret, open, 2nd, 5th. Nice and slow. Okay, let's learn the B major pentatonic, open position. 2nd fret, 5th string, 4th fret, 1st fret, 4th fret, 1st fret, open, 2nd fret, 4th fret, 2nd fret, 4th fret. low, 4th fret, 2nd fret. So, if I'm on an E chord, I'll play the E major pentatonic, A chord major pentatonic, B chord B major pentatonic, and that will get you to play what's called play the changes, or blow the changes, as jazz saxophonists would say. Okay, so let's do a little bit of that. And if I go over the fretboard, now that was a little pattern, a 2-3-5 pattern. So a lot of guitar players might start with the minor pentatonic, and that's fine. We're going to do that in part 2. But really try to get a good grasp of the major scale harmony with scales. Pentatonic scale, major pentatonic scale, and major scale, and the modes, because when you start rocking out and bluesing out with the ever popular minor pentatonic scale, you can start to mix the two, which is really powerful when you start mixing major and minor. And so you've got a lot of work to do, and remember to have fun. This is a lot about having fun, exploring, and don't just run them up and down, but actually try your own patterns, try your own variations and melodies. So enjoy. All right, well done, everybody. So you've got a lot to work on here, and plenty to explore. Go ahead and take your time doing all this stuff and get into it and enjoy it as much as you can. Other than that, subscribe to MT Guitar if you haven't already, and look forward to the next lesson. So happy practicing, and take care.